Marianne and Logan broke up in the last book, but this book assures us that he and Marianne are still good friends. I'm declaring this a continuity error. Their breakup was not, we're better off as friends. It was more like, you're a jerk and I never want to see you again.
Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review.
Jessi's ballet class is doing a performance of Sleeping Beauty in this book. Jessi gets the lead role because she's the narrator. She summarizes the ballet for the sake of readers who haven't seen the Disney movie. Princess Aurora doesn't appear until the second act, and she spends most of the ballet asleep. It's basically the most relaxed lead role ever. At the first rehearsal, Jessi's shoes disappear. She looks all over, but she can't find them. Madame Noelle is very disappointed with Jessi for showing up without shoes. They practice for a few minutes, but Madame gets frustrated and says, no, this won't work. There is no way they can rehearse without Jessi. She cancels rehearsal and sends everyone home. This makes no sense. Jessi just explained that her character isn't in Act 1. Why can't they rehearse that part of the ballet? The beginning of the ballet is a logical place to start, right? But no, Madame Noelle would rather be a drama queen than a competent teacher. Good thing her job involves producing dramas. As the girls sadly pack up, the missing shoes are found in Jessi's bag. Rehearsal gets uncancelled, but Jessi feels weird about the entire episode. Sure enough, once class is over, Jessi finds a threatening note that reads, "Beware!" She reads it in horror, and according to the cover art, Dawn was there. Why? Over the next few rehearsals, the culprit gives Jessi more threatening messages, she steals Jessi's bag, and she spreads water all over the stage without anybody noticing. It's not explained how she did this. Maybe she hid a water bottle inside her hair? I don't know, weird. Anyway, Jessi slips on the water and she sprains her ankle. This is pretty serious. The culprit has gone from scary notes to attempted murder. Mallory says Jessi should tell the teacher.
I can't do that, I said. She never believed that such things were going on in her school. She'd think I was making it all up.
Why wouldn't the teacher believe you, Jessi? She was there when it happened. And besides, you have all the threatening notes to prove your story. But no, Jessi decides not to get any adults involved, because otherwise there wouldn't be a mystery. In the subplot, the Babysitters Club holds a pet show. This leads to huge drama when the 4 kids at Christie's house argue over who owns which pet. 6 other kids join the fight. The Pike and Barrett families also fight. After 20 pages of nonstop bickering, the babysitters officially declare that multiple kids can have the same pet, so please stop fighting and shut up. The kids also fight over what animal is best, and the hamster owners worry they'll lose to the dog owners. The BSC decides to prevent any disasters by giving prizes to all the kids. Everybody gets a trophy! I personally thought the pet show was cute, but I don't like how the girls are going out of their way to massage Karen's ego again. The babysitters attend the next dance rehearsal, and they come up with the name Phantom of the Dance School, which makes for a good book title. They also narrow the suspect list down to 3 people. Katie Beth is the nice girl who was kind of a villain in book 16. Carrie Steinfeld is the old girl who's on her last chance to be a star. Hillary Morgan is the angry girl whose intense mother has ordered her to get the lead no matter what. The culprit destroys one of Jessi's leotards with scissors and destroys the other leotard by pushing her into wet paint. Apparently they have wet scenery out in the open during dance practice. Seems like poor planning to me. The mystery is solved when the culprit tries to kill Jessi with falling scenery. Katie Beth saves Jessi, so she must be innocent. Carrie wasn't in class that day, so she's innocent too. Therefore, Hillary must be the culprit. The girls compliment Jessi's mystery-solving skills. She's just like Nancy Drew. They even make a joke about Bess being fat. Poor Bess can't get a break, even in a completely different book series. Again, this would be an ideal place to get adults involved. Instead, Jessi decides to get a sample of Hillary's handwriting. She compares it to the threatening notes. It's a complete match. Jessi confronts Hillary, who confesses and apologizes. She didn't want to hurt Jessi. She was only trying to scare Jessi off because her mom was pressuring her. Jessi feels kind of bad for Hillary and decides she's suffered enough. so Jessi agrees to keep everything a secret. That was nice of Jessi, and it was a sweet resolution, if you ignore the fact that Hillary gets away with attempted murder. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book was written by Ellen Miles, who also wrote books 35 and 40. That is 3 mystery books relatively close together. I can't help but think that the publishers were testing the waters for a mystery-themed spin-off series. Maybe they were testing for a romance-themed spin-off too? Either way, the experiment was a success. 5 months after this book, they debuted the Babysitter's Club mystery series, starring Ellen Miles as the main author. During Hillary's confession, she says the following scenery was a random fluke. She had nothing to do with it. I find this hilarious because the scenery incident is what solved the mystery, so Jessi's entire solution hinges upon a random fluke. Granted, this isn't the first Babysitter's Club mystery to have a random fluke for a solution. Looking at you, Mallory didn't notice she had the culprit's confession the whole time. But pretend for a second that Carrie was the culprit. She would have gotten away with everything because she was exonerated by a random fluke. I think the problem is that Jessi did nothing to solve the mystery, besides for having the BSC spy on that one rehearsal. It's hard to have a good, solid mystery solution backed up by no investigation at all. She did have the notes as clues, but she doesn't look into them until after she identified the culprit. She could have done the handwriting trick earlier, get handwriting samples from all 3 suspects and deduce the culprit's identity that way. It took Jessi several days to figure out how to get a handwriting sample. Based on the last mystery, I figured we'd get a wacky scheme, like Mallory disguising herself as a reporter. But no, Jessi eventually decides to go to Hillary and ask her to write something. It took her multiple days to come up with that? Overall, I didn't enjoy this book. The subplot about the pet show was tedious and irrelevant. The sabotage mystery was intriguing, but I don't like how Jessi's response was to sit back and do nothing. She's not passive like that with people who are racist against her, so why is she so passive against somebody trying to kill her? I give Babysitter's Club number 42, Jessi and the Dance School Phantom, a 3 out of 10.